Good evening, Matt here from theshavingcadre.com, coming to you for another evening shave. Tonight I'm going to be trying something new as far as software. Usually I pick from the shelf up here for what I'm going to be using next, but today I received in the mail Barrister and Mann's Red Letter Day. My friend Scuttle Soap, otherwise known as Brian from the Shaving Cadre, he gave me a gift card when I won part of a raffle within the Shaving Cadre's bingo night that we had. I think we had a bingo night about 2 months ago. Got that gift card and then I sat on it waiting on something that I really wanted to try. And I saw the Red Letter Day come out and it has a lot of scent notes that I'm really interested in. So I'm using the Red Letter Day shaving soap and aftershave. And then I'm going to be using Archibald Sisters Cedarwood, and you'll see why later. Now, this soap and aftershave was produced by Will specifically for their 10-year anniversary. And I've been wet shaving for somewhere around 11, 12 years, something like that. And I remember when Barrister and Mann came out and everyone was excited because it was a new guy, a new artisan soap maker on the scene, and it was so cool. And so I've been watching this company ever since they got started. And of course, back then I was kind of broke and I couldn't really afford to pick up many of their releases, but I definitely picked up a bunch of them on the secondary market, and then eventually I built my own collection. I think I have 7 or 8 of their soaps now, at least. Now, this one, the neat thing about it is that they specifically decided to have a democratic process for the way they were going to set the scent notes for this. So my understanding is that he polled, and I'm not quite sure where the poll was, customers of their favorite scent notes. And it must have been 3 or 4 different polls because they built out a list of scent notes that had 30% or more votes for each individual note. Now, I had to write it down because I wanted to make sure I had it. Now, those would be cedar, vanilla, bergamot, sandalwood, and leather. So, kind of interesting. I'm a big cedar fan and sandalwood, so you mix cedarwood and sandalwood together. I really enjoy it. And actually, one of my very favorite soaps and aftershaves that Barrister and Mann ever produced, which I can't get anymore because I haven't seen it produced by them in forever, is the lime, lavender, and cedarwood. And that's amazing. If you can find that on the secondary market, you should pick it up. Now, this is a sweeter take on cedarwood. You can smell it kind of dryish, sweetish, but then you got the vanilla and leather to back it up. And then the back, or the, I don't know my fragrance terms really well, but the finish, or rather the tail end of the scent would be more the sandalwood, if anything. So smells awesome to start with, and it's dark. I would assume that's from the vanilla. Not 100% certain. I know that the lavanel that they used to that they produce, there was a disclaimer to make sure that you don't use your High Mountain White badger brushes on it because it may stain the badger brush. So I'm not sure if that would go well with this as well for a disclaimer, but with as dark as it is, there's a possible chance. So I went ahead and went with a synthetic brush today. Today's brush is an Alpha T400, one of the very first ones made by Alpha. And there it is, right on the bottom. And this is a synthetic knot that was included with this brush some time ago. So I don't even know if I've ever used this on my channel. I've done about 100 videos, I think, and I don't think I've ever used it. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. And then on top of that, my razor tonight is a special one to me. Another gift. This set of scales was given to me for Christmas 2 years ago by Eric Sorrentino, otherwise known as Smadiyahu. Smadiyu, I think is how it's said, not Smadiyahu. Smadiyu. Probably still saying it wrong. Sorry, Eric. Anyway, he makes wonderful brushes and scales, and he gave this to me for Christmas. And I put it on a on a razor, a CV Heljestrand MK4, which if there are any Stevia Heljestrand collectors out there, the MK4 is basically the MK31 without the thumb notch, and it typically comes in black scales. Now, me, being clumsy, I know I work on razors and I'm clumsy, dumb. I was shaving with it and just fumbled it in my hands one night, dropped it, cracked the black original scales, and I was distraught. And wouldn't you know, like a few weeks after I broke it, Eric sent me these scales for Christmas. So what a wonderful gift. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and get shaving, or rather get lathering. I'm already 6 minutes into this video, actually probably more with my intro, but oh well. You guys are coming here to hear me chat a little bit too. So we're gonna go for 45 seconds, and that may be too long. I might shoot for 40 and then maybe go back to the knot if I need to. Yeah, definitely a brown lather starting out. I'm sure once we work this up, it'll lighten up quite a bit. Now, it's been a pretty standard week for me. Not too much going on with work. Got several projects I'm working on. All right, I'd say that's about 45 seconds. Very loaded up. May as well give it a nice hefty lather the first time around. Now, yeah, work's been great. Good workload. Been given some neat opportunities for training, presentations. Likely going to be going to Washington, D.C. for the national conference for NCURA, which is a research administration retreat, or I guess best practices deal. So should be going there and doing a presentation, I would assume, or something along those lines. So that's cool. Making some videos at work for training our processes. Going to be starting that project soon. As for the home projects, I had about a week and a half ago, I think it was 7 or 8 tons of 1/2-inch rock dumped out in front of the house for a garden project that I'm doing. For raised beds, yeah, I way overloaded this thing. It's taken me forever. 45 seconds with the synthetic probably isn't enough. Or it is too much, pardon me. But yeah, working on the raised bed project. And so, had a buddy come over on Monday, and he brought his bobcat and thankfully saved me quite a few back and forths with the wheelbarrow. So we got that into the garden. Now we're going to be, I got to build a retaining wall. I had to kind of flatten it out a little bit. Boy, this synthetic just does not hold much water. Not the greatest brush to test out a new soap with, but we're going to make it work. It's still pretty, it got pretty soft tips. I'm not quite sure where Steve Tenter sourced these brushes from. I'm sure somewhere in China. But I believe he's from Hong Kong. Rather, he lives in Hong Kong. I think he's from Britain. I'm talking about the guy that produces these brushes. Or rather, the brush handles. Anywho, so got to put in that retaining wall. Still have to finish up my water retention project, my rainwater retention project. I gotta level out my tank a little bit. And then I did start all of my seeds for the garden. And they seem to be doing good. Got a few of them just now starting to peek out. And wow, this is a thick lather. Very luxurious. Definitely could have loaded a little less, but that's all right. It's gonna shave fine. Now, as to the scent, very sweet, smooth, sandalwood, woody note. A little bit of tanginess in there, or brightness maybe from the bergamot. Not really sure I'm picking up so much on the leather, but it's there, I guess. Now this razor, I freshly honed it on a J-Nat with my Majiro, Tanju, and Tomanagura. And it is right where it should be. Now I'm going on probably 3.5, 4 days worth of growth. So got a little bit to work through today. But yeah, to finish chatting about the garden project, mentioned in my previous video I had 6 raised beds I was working on. I was sealing the wood when we were on a video last, about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. And they are ready to go. Typical wonderful performance out of Barrister and Mann. They always produce pretty excellent product. But yeah, got the raised beds under construction. They'll be done sometime this week. Not a whole lot to it, but it's kind of hard. Got a 5-year-old who wants to play when we get out of school, and my wife She's an accountant, and so this time of year is a little difficult to get much free time to knock that kind of stuff out. That is okay. I had 9 yards worth of raised bed garden soil delivered. And so next, once I get those beds built, I'll either have my father give me a hand with his tractor and move it over by where the beds are at so I can fill them, or my friend with his bobcat said he may come by and give me a hand. I'm kind of blessed with some awesome friends who give me some great advice and a lot of help, and very blessed that way. Now, for any of you guys just getting into straight razors, or that have been in it for a while and only use new production razors, these CV Helgestrands, they are amazing vintage razors from Sweden. I will be the first to tell you they take some time to put an edge on. But once they have one, they shave beautifully and they will hold that edge for a long time. I bet I had at least 100 shaves on this razor before I touched it up. Second pass, very slick and protective for the soap. Still enjoying the scent. I feel like maybe I'm getting more of a vanilla note now than I was getting with the first pass. It felt like the first pass was all cedar. Now it's more of a mixture of vanilla cedar. A little bit of that brightness in there from the bergamot. Excellent lather though. Pass number 2 in the books. Good shave. Still may consider taking this razor back and giving it maybe just a little bit more time. It's shaving well, but I don't know. I think I could get a little bit more keen. It's not bad by any means. Probably doesn't help that my whiskers are kind of made out of steel almost, it feels like. And I took a shower before I shaved and had a honeydew item pop up that needed to be taken care of before I shaved. So probably could have put a hot towel on my face before I started shaving, but it would be too late to shave if I did that. Really like the scent. It's kind of a little bit reminiscent of Lavenel, a little bit. But with the cedar note being the primary note, it's much more in my wheelhouse. Don't get me wrong, it's not overwhelming and it's not one of those dry cedars either. Now over at the Shaving Cadre, we had our weekly game night last night. Had a lot of fun at that with our good friends. We've been getting together at these game nights now for 3 years. Actually had the anniversary of the original COVID lockdown just this last week. I think they actually sent us home on I think it was the 21st, if I remember right. So actually that would have been yesterday. So I've been working at home for 3 years now. Kind of a sketchy pass there, but it works. All right. I'd say that does it, guys. Pretty darn good shave for the end of the evening. Really liking the scent. I wonder how my wife's gonna react to it. She does like cedar, so we will see her thoughts. As I was saying, we had the weekly game night for the Shaving Cadre, and we're really getting into playing Exploding Kittens online. That's a lot of fun. We chatted a little bit about shaving, a little bit about bourbon, sumo. It's the Grand Sumo Tournament right now. It's going on. And yeah, just good old times. So stop in to the Shaving Cadre if you haven't. It's just theshavingcadre.com. We like talking mostly about shaving, but there's so much more to be had there between pipes and cigars and bourbon and whiskeys and chatting about family and razors and restoration and motorcycles, music, just a bit of everything. So come join the discussions. And also check out the other channels that do shaving videos related to the Shaving Cadre, like Handlebarber Dave, Nurse Dave. You've got, Rich Shaves, which is, his is under Rich Blout, Spider Shaves, Finster Shaves, the list goes on. Oh, Bill M, of course, and the Cutthroat Journey. And last but not least, our friend, the Long Haul Tanker, he has a channel where he is a long haul tank truck driver, and he actually shaves in rest stops. He shaves in truck rest stops. You know, he gets a room or gets a bathroom, takes a shower, and then he does a long form shave, and including a head shave a lot of times. And it's just a hoot to watch. He's got lots of stories from the road. It's very interesting. Throw a little witch hazel on. And I had mentioned that I was going to use a cedar balm, but because it's not the matching balm that they sell, I think I'm going to hold off. Actually, grab the wrong bottle. I'm going to hold off on this Archibald Sisters until after I've used the aftershave, because I want to smell this and see how if it's much different from the way the soap smells, and I want to see how the wife likes it unadulterated. So who knows? Maybe I'll have to go pick up their balm as well. Lots of oils. I shook it up. Oh wow. The aftershave's a little bit brighter, more citrusy forward, getting the leather brightness. There's some cedar in there. It's really nice. I like that. Yeah, the aftershave, like I said, it's a little bit brighter than the soap. Then again, I did kind of have the soap lathered a little heavy, so there's always a chance I didn't let it open up enough. I bet if I had it in a badger brush with a big old knot of soap on top, it would probably smell even better. But yeah, wow. Awesome first shave with that. Really like the smell. Feeling pretty close to BBS, maybe not all the way there. Like I said, I think the razor needs a little bit of a tune-up. But anyway, if you guys have stayed this long, please do like and subscribe to my channel. Appreciate you coming by my Straight Face channel. And guys, I will shave with you later. Take care.